What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. I guess it's Sunday. Cool. Is my mic working? Question number one. So hold on. You guys, here's a problem that I always run into is that so Barrick and I, when we film the podcast, we go set up in a random place, right? So Friday, we set up after the live on Friday, we went to my old high school and we set up there. And it was really it's a pain, right? I have to take down the lights, I have to take down the mic, blah 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 blah. And so this morning I just got this all set up and I think I didn't forget anything, but let's see. Cool. Yeah, anyway, so happy Sunday guys. This is my favorite live because it's usually more laid back. I'm trying to think of some stories. We wait for some more people to get in here, but I got nothing. Who's here today? Who's all in here? I saw Rodney popped in early and left a comment. What's up, DEQ? I see you coming commenting on some things. You're from, hold on, is it Philippines? Philippines. I can't remember. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm gonna go find some comments to talk about. What do you guys think about the podcast with Barrick and I? So I've posted just a couple of clips from it, and I'll post more, but it'll come out on Tuesday, and we're a week ahead of time. So I don't know how that's going to work because by the time we actually film it, we're so early, right? So we film it and then it comes out not the following Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that because I've got a buffer time. And that's good, but it's also a pain. What's up, Julian? How are you, man? We got Julian, we got Lucas, we got DEQ. We only got 4 people right now. Oh my god. I think normally I do this an hour later, but my mom's here this weekend, so I wanted to do it a little bit earlier so that I could have some time after and either go hang out with her or just go ride my bike. I'm not sure which one yet. BMX JT, Noah, what's up, Noah? Hawk Vision, what's up, Hawk Vision? Hawk Vision, what was your question Friday? I posted a clip about the SE bike. SE, is that what it was? I can't remember. Um, Dang, okay, we got some people showing up. These are all the people who are usually in the lives. So let's see. I was going to ask you guys a serious question, and I can't remember it, but when I think of it, I'm going to ask you. Let's see what we got here. Um, Black 187187 got one of his scooter friends into BMXing, but his scooter friend got the Legion. And if you guys watch the bike comparison video, you know the Legion didn't make it past the first round. But it's still a good bike. Like I was actually pretty impressed with it. Did you guys watch the comparison? What'd you think about it? I think that one did half decent on YouTube. So most people kind of liked it. But pop your questions in, guys, if you have any. If not, like I'm all sweaty. Is that crazy? It's like super hot in here, and I turn off my fan so the mic sounds better. Um, okay. Curious Beavers in here. What's up, man? Hawk Vision bought the 2021 GT, was asking if it was a good buy. That's what it was. And okay, so BMX JT asked about a Hop 360. Where are you at, BMX JT? Like, how much can you get 180? Can you already 180? Can you three tap? Those are the two questions. Let me know, and then we'll build off of that. Julian, don't even stress about missing out on the. I get it. People will come and go through these, but you'll always pop in when you have time. It is all good. Huh. So here's a comment on the Legion video. Renee says that I work in a bike shop, and the bike shop has the Mongoose Legion L500, right? That's the $500 Mongoose. But he says the Free Coaster sucks. And because he tried to increase the slack and it was a nightmare. I feel like that's not really fair. Some Free Coasters don't have adjustable slack, right? Is that true or is that not true? What's up, David Welker? How are you, man? I haven't seen you in like 100 years. Okay, so BMX JT can only get a 270 constantly or consistently? Um, okay, cool. So here we're gonna take it for BMX JT who can already 270. Some of you guys can only 180, and you need to get past that 180 point to before you even start to consider doing 360s. But we got this handy dandy finger bike here from Jeff. Okay. And when you 360. Okay. I'm just going to go run through it, but I want to point out a couple of things that you need to make sure that you're actually doing. So you're going to be, let's see, you're going to be riding. Okay. And when you go to pop the three, make sure you're carving. That's the first thing. So if you look at the bike, okay, you're going to turn your wheel the direction you want to spin, and that's going to start your momentum. Okay. And when you start that carve, that's when you're going to pop. And I'm sure you're already doing this if you can 270. So when you pop, the biggest thing here, okay, this is the number one thing I think that most people, two things. When you pop up, make sure that your head is completely around. Like you want your head literally to be turned and you're looking behind you. This my neck's still sore, so I can't turn my head, but we'll pretend I'm going this way. Like you literally you wanna be like that. You wanna have that head turned all the way around, because what that's gonna do is that's gonna force your shoulders to turn and your hips are gonna follow along with it. So that's one thing. Some people I see, they pop up and they 360, but they keep their head straight, or they even look the other way because they get scared and they don't want to, they get scared and they look back at where they took off. So make sure you're not doing that. But the other thing is, as soon as you pop up, your head's turned and you feel hairs get off the ground, you want to suck up your knees. So what happens when you suck up your knees? You're going to pop. Okay. It's hard to see like with this. I need a different angle just for this. But anyway, you're going to pop. Okay. And you're threading like this until you suck up your knees. When you suck up your knees, it levels out your bike. And if you notice, like that gives you that much more time. That gets that back wheel that much higher. And therefore you have a lot more time in the air. And so that's going to finish out the spin. Um, that's one thing that I see that separates people who can 360 versus people who can't, is that when they pop up, their bike gets to about 90 or 180. Both wheels are off the ground. They suck their knees up, suck their shoulders up, and it just compresses the bike. So if you guys think about, yeah, finger bike cam. If you guys think about spinning on a spinny chair. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. An idiot, but I'm gonna show you. Well, anyway, if you suck your body in when I'm doing that, right, I'm gonna spin a lot faster. But if you stick your arms out, you're gonna slow down. So the whole idea with doing it in the air is you're compressing your body and you're making like everything smaller. So that spin's gonna come around a lot easier, along with leveling it out so your back wheel can get around. Was that a good example? I feel like that's pretty helpful. Oh my god, we got more comments now. What's up, Harvester BMX? How you doing, man? Oh my god, that's a lot of bike comparisons. All right, wait, before Cookie says, what was one of the hardest tricks you learned when starting? I think for a lot of people, the big one's going to be a foot jam whip. Um, we always want a foot jam whip before we can even bunny hop. I don't know why that is, but that's just how it goes. And that was it for me. So I'd always go, right, take my front foot over the top tube, jam it in, and then kick it around. And that way is like really hard to actually land. So I never did. It took me a while to actually learn how to hop into it and kick it around. But I think that would be the hardest when I was first learning. So Harvester says Sunday Street Sweeper versus the Stolen Center, XLT Free Coaster versus the We the People Battleship. Dude, I got to go with the Battleship. I love the Battleship, even though I think We the People hates me. I love the Battleship. What do you think about the Stolen Center XLT? I put one of those reviews on my website, and I was talking about this earlier. I feel like Stolen is kind of on the way out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see much from them. Maybe they're just kind of laying low, or are they going out of business? What do you think? Go outside, JT, right now. Go try that 360. Hey Rodney, I know you posted about it and was asking for uh something about the bars, man. I have not been on Facebook yet. but I'm gonna go check it out after this live. I know you said you were gonna get padded up and go try it, dude. I think, look, Rodney, for me, it seriously took me 2 years of constantly trying it. Like I'd go to the park and I'd try bars fly out, and I'd just keep going and going and going. And so it took me like 2 years. Yeah. But so if you get it in a couple days, man, that's a huge win. What was Noah's question? Oh, what's the right wheel size for a BMX for a person that's 5'10"? I mean, 20-inch is definitely, but I think that's not your question, huh? Dirt Racer X, what's up, Dirt Racer? So for 5'10", man, if that's your question, if you're talking about top tube size, Noah, I know you clarified, but I can't find it right now. If you're talking about top tube size, I would definitely say um 20.75 or 21. If you're still growing, I lean more toward, but then again, it also depends on your type of riding. If you think of yourself like you want to ride more like Chris Fox or Corey Walsh, flowy and controlled, go with the, if you want something that's a little smaller and easier to control, go with the 20.75. But again, that's contingent, is that the right word? On the fact that if you're not growing. So David says it's been a billion years. Yeah, I think David, did we go to like the same middle school? I don't know, man. That's crazy. Hope you're good. Hope your family's good. Wait, Harvester, is you you're the devotion, is that you've customized it, yeah? For 1,000 or no? Dirt Racer, did I find you, were you, or you found me on Reddit, right? What, someone run me through how Reddit works, because I posted, like I shared a link from, so I bought a post scheduling software, so I can just go once a week and just schedule out a bunch of posts to go out throughout the week. And I have it set up to go to Reddit, and I have no idea how Reddit works. Like I just I I don't understand. Do I just share a link and then it's good, or do I have to share it to like a group, or how, what, dude, somebody help me with that. Rodney, I'm going to go watch the bar spin video right now. Hold on. What are you getting, Julian? Is the sound not very good or what? What's up, Lucas? Lucas is mowing the lawn. All right, Rodney, I'm watching the, Rodney, you're throwing whips now. What? So for me, whips were always easier to actually throw, but I definitely had a harder time landing them. I think we're a lot more comfortable taking our feet off instead of our hands for bar spins. I think one thing, Rodney, that will help you, that really helped me, was when I would go, I would hop up and I'd throw the bar, and I one hand, and then I would take, this hand would just be like this, and I wouldn't actually land it. So what I start, my grandpa actually taught me bars. It's really weird. He'd come to the skate park with me when I was in high school, and he's like, "Well, just try it on the ground." And I'm like, "That's dumb." But anyway, I tried it, right? Just rolling flat on the ground. I just tried it like that. And the only way I could get it around was to bus it. And so I'd bus driver it around, and it worked. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I tried it fly out and got it first try. But it took me a long time to kind of get comfortable with that part of it and eventually learn how to throw it. But if you try maybe bussing it, people might give you shit for it. But if you try maybe bussing it, um, it's gonna help, because that hand is constantly touching the bars, and you kind of know where it is. And just for your first few, man, that's easy to learn them that way and then take them to throwing. But it's different for everybody too. So all right, Curious Beaver says, I finally found a shop in Toronto that had bikes. They wanted 1,100 for the Devotion and 720 for the Fly Electron. So I bought that, rode the bike back home. 3 hours you rode for, wow. Dude, you should have gone to Harvester. First of all, What is that in American money? Why is it I feel like Canada, because that's a $540 bike here, right? Just I mean, I guess it's the same with the UK, huh? It's just crazy. Um, the bikes in the UK are a lot more expensive than they are here in America. So that's 814 US dollars. That seems like so much, but it's $100 cheaper than the Where'd you buy it from, Curious Beaver? Okay. So Harvester like Anthony, you'd think this is kind of funny. There's a person on the live Friday and they're like, "Oh, so I had a stolen center and then it got stolen." And I just for whatever reason, to me that was the funniest thing ever. Not the fact that the bike got stolen, but like the stolen bike got stolen. Anyway, I had a lot of stolen parts when I was first starting out because they're really affordable and for the most part they would last. Um, but I don't know. I just don't see like who do they even sponsor? So speaking of sponsor, Cookie says, "Do you have any sponsors? I'd be surprised if you didn't." Cookie, I do not have any sponsors. Isn't that crazy? So it's funny to me that, like, guys, in all honesty, I'm not that good of a rider. Like at one point, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Look, we're gonna just tell stories now. At one point, like right before I graduated high school, I felt like I was good enough to get somewhat sponsored. I was pretty good, especially for my age, and I always played that into it, which it doesn't really correlate. Like your age, I mean, it matters to a point, but it shouldn't matter that much. And I always felt like I was good enough, and then it never happened. And it's a lot about who you know, but it's also like I wasn't. Looking back at it, I wasn't good enough, and and I felt like it was owed to me, and nothing's owed to you regardless, you know what I mean? And so anyway, my whole idea with this is I was like, I'll just start a website, I'll learn how to make a website and do all that so that I can stay in BMX and try and create enough money so that I can keep riding and travel and compete and things like that without actually having sponsors. And that's the direction I'm going with it. It's a long ways away, but it's one of my goals, and that's why I kind of started this whole thing. Because it was supposed to be a blog, and then it transitioned more into helping you guys get into the sport. And we talked about this Friday, is that they're putting me on the same pedestal as Billy Perry and Scotty Kramer as far as BMX YouTubers. And I'm like, Guys, you guys are ridiculous, first of all, because that's not the case. Those guys are legends and they're killing it, right? But for me, the fact that maybe 1% of you guys or 1% of the people that ever watch any of my videos might go on to get sponsored, to me that's way more important than me ever actually getting sponsored. You know what I mean? Like I would rather help you guys take it to the next level and do that because like I'm 25, I'm getting old. Maybe I have 10 years if I'm lucky of still riding good, but you guys are younger. Like I can help you guys and get you better riders. That's the goal with it. Kylo, Colin, Ren. Sup, bro? Sorry I haven't been on, dude. You're good. It's all good. Um, Most of the people that say that, I say, look, if you're gonna miss the live because you're going out to ride, then that's okay. But if you're missing it for stupid reasons, like it's not okay. I'm just kidding. It's fine. But it's always good to see you guys pop in when you can. Lucas is mowing the lawn. Yeah, so like I said, this one's a little bit earlier than I normally do it, and that's why it's still so bright. I try to wait till it's dark. Okay, bypaths. Bypath says, "What do you think is the ideal seat height?" Um, I ride my seat completely slammed. I have always done that. Be- eh, and I know it does. It really, really, really helps with bar spins. But for whatever reason, I did the idea of having it up higher. But I also used to ride a plastic pivotal seat. You guys even seen those? Like they're so out of style now. But to save weight, I got a plastic seat, and it's a terrible idea. And so the just the thought of raising that up and like accidentally hitting it, mare. So for that reason, I never really never really raised my seat. But if you ask Ryan Nyquist, right, raising the seat is a good move. So then that's brings Rodney's question is, how tall is your seat post? Mine's about a fist and two fingers. I'm thinking about going two full fists to pinch the seat better. The biggest thing, Rodney, is it's more so the thought of pinching your seat. I mean, like I said, it does help if it's up there, but when I do it, you look like my knees are actually touching. And with my knees actually touching and clamping my heels together, your heels will be above the crank, but clamping them together, it keeps the bike from wobbling. That's the whole point of the seat. Is when you hop up, right? Look at the bike. Can you guys see the bike? Okay, you hop up and you throw a bar. The bike wants to dip the way that you're throwing it. So if you throw it, it's going to dip out that way. That's why a lot of people have a really hard time with opposite bars, is because their forward foot can't hold it up. But so if you're just pinching your knees, your legs are grabbing right here and keeping it from tilting. So that's going to be just fine. Um, it's going to help a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a night and day difference. The biggest thing, like I said, when you hop up, Rodney, think about three things. Okay. Hop as high as you can. Make sure you level out. You want to be level before you hop. And a lot of people throw really early on, and that makes it hard because the bike's like this. And it's really hard to pinch a bike like this. It's easier to pinch a bike like this. So when you hop, you pinch your knees and then throw. Okay. And while you're throwing, just make sure that you're pinching your knees as much as possible. And it should help. But you also have to be fully committed. It's crazy to think that there's probably 60 million little thought processes that run through our brain when we're doing a trick. But yeah, Rodney, I'll post a video just for you in the bike school group. JT, are you outside riding right now and watching the live? Dude's a legend. So Noah says, currently I only got a beginner bike to get into BMX a bit more. It's the Eastern Lowdown, but after I get a job at my local bike shop, I'm gonna get the Cult Devotion. Sick, man. It's super sick that you just went with a bike, right? So you could start riding, start progressing. You have a plan to get a better bike. But if you work at the bike shop, you should get a decent discount on that bike, and that's gonna help you out a lot. You have to tell us, come back, Noah, in like 6 months and tell us what it's like working in a bike shop. Um, Sounds like very stressful if you're busy. Julian says, "What do you think about the 2021 GT Mersado?" Didn't we look at this already? Or did I not answer your question last time? Or was it you? No, it wasn't you, Julian. Here's my thing with GT. Okay, maybe I'm totally off base here, but my thought with GT is that they are generally overpriced for what you're actually getting. That's what I told Hawk Vision on the live. Hawk Vision, what do you like about do you like the JT or Hawk Vision? Do you like the GT or no? Only 500, right? Now at this price, I would expect, if for a good deal, right? For 515, a good deal. This is what I'd expect before I even look at it. Full chromoly, one double wall rim, and fully sealed bearings, but generally the full chromoly and at least one double wall rim. That would put it up with the We the People Reason, the Sunday X, the Cult Devotion, and put it better, or not as good as the Cult Devotion, not as good as the Kink Switch, not as good as the Kink Whip, but it would put it right in that ballpark. All right, let's look at the specs. Let's look. Okay, so the frame is chromoly front triangle, and top tube, down tube, and seat tube. Um, and so the problem with this is, one, metal is weaker when it's not like the same metal welded together. So welding high tensile steel to chromoly is going to be a little bit weaker, but that's not really the main problem. The main problem is that this part, you probably can't see it, but anyway, this part is full chromoly, but this back part right here is high tensile steel. And I've personally experienced this when you do 360s or spins in general. Okay. You're spinning and your body weight is going one direction, but when that back wheel hits, the ground is essentially pushing it the other direction. So over time, through lots of 360 attempts, that pressure pushes the high tensile steel that way. So the whole back end kind of bends over this way. And it's not, I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world. It's kind of shouldn't happen, kind of sketchy. But you'll notice, right? You'll be looking down your frame like this, and you'll notice that the back wheel's off tweaked like that. And that's because it's high tensile steel. So it's not full chromoly. You could get like say the kink gap is a little like maybe 430 or 420 with a tri-moly frame. There's a lot of different tri-moly frames called control, but all of them are less than 500. So that's why I say that GT is a little bit overpriced. Same with SE. I feel the same for them on their bikes. But I bet the rims are double wall. Let's look. Let's look. Okay, so the front's a single wall, the rear is a double wall. Double wall in the back is good because, like I said, all that pressure going into it, generally, if it was single wall, it doesn't last very long as you progress. The single wall front rim's not the end of the world because very rarely do you nose case a jump, and very rarely, like, it doesn't take as much of a beating. So you'll get by with that. And if you don't, they're relatively cheap to replace. But it looks dope. I love the colors. I love how it looks, but I do like it's just a little bit overpriced. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? I shouted you out about the finger bike earlier. Happy Sunday, my guy. I was just thinking about you. I was like, dang, I haven't seen Jeff or Aiden in a while. Yo, see, JT, look, we started this live, right? BMX JT could only 270. And we're ending the live. BMX JT can 360. Good job, man. That's awesome. So what helped? Was it sucking up your knees? Was it turning your head, or was it just like doing it? What helped? I love Rodney says bike school's where it's at. Helped out a lot, dude. I can't wait. I was talking about this with my grandpa because like I'm editing a stupid amount of the podcast and just other videos, and he's like, "Well, where's that?" I was like, "Dude, I'm still working on it, but I cannot wait to get everything finished and get that thing filled up, and then just be able to release it to everybody." Oh, so exciting because like you said, Rodney, I'm gonna make so many better with this. Nick and I, we're just like we're gonna help a lot of people progress. It's so exciting. So Julian says my videos are more interesting. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate it, man. Do you guys like the clips from the podcast and the I clip a lot of the lives now. I've started doing that because I think a lot of people are not able to sit around for the whole hour. Very understandably. I wouldn't watch a whole hour long live, but those of you guys that do, I appreciate you. But I can take sections of it that I feel like are pretty important and good information and put clips out there, and same with little clips from the podcast because Berg's funny. I think the podcast is hilarious. Yiko says, "Have you ever done a hop whip? If yes, was it hard?" Yiko, I'm actually like I'm going to jinx myself, but I'm very dialed with hop whips. Very, very dialed. I think it's because I'm pretty tall and I can maneuver my bike around. But the biggest thing with it, they're very hard. They are very, very, very hard. Like I'm not even gonna lie and say they're easy because they're not. Um, the hardest part is commitment, and it's going to surprise you how forward you have to be on the bike, which when you do that you're dancing a fine line between landing the whip and going dead sailor, and going dead sailor on a hop whip isn't the end of the world, but it's definitely not very fun. It took me, when did I start doing hop whips? It took me probably a year after I could fly out whip consistently to actually land hop whips, and now they're not too bad, but they were very hard at first. Okay, dirt racer. What do you think for Reddit wise, right? What is good stuff to post? Should I post long videos like bike reviews? I feel like a lot of the people in Reddit are people, I don't know, is it older guys getting back into the sport? Are there any kids in Reddit like that kind of content, or what should I be using Reddit for? I guess is my main question. because everything's got a different audience, man. Facebook is so different for me. Instagram's so different. I have no idea. Bulls says, "Yo, I normally miss your streams, but I finally got you. What's your opinion on the 2020 Kink whip? I can't find a review anywhere." Dude, if you found one 2020 Kink whip, I think actually I'm gonna double check. I'm pretty sure it's the same as the 2021. You found one in stock, you're pretty fortunate. This year, 2021, the Kink whip is my all-time favorite, like my number one pick. I think it's the best bang for your buck because, well, like we just looked at the GT, right? The GT was $530 and one single wall rim, and it's not full chromoly. Okay. The Kink Whip 2021. Hold on. I'm going to double check that the 2020 is the same. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but you never know. Yeah, okay. So the 2020 Kink Whip is 430, so $100 cheaper. Full chromoly frame, not tri-moly, and it's got double wall rims. It's got the Mission Mylar rims, sealed bearings. The bars are the Kink Grizzly, the forks are full chromoly. So the whip is definitely one of the best bikes you can get for the price. It wouldn't be as good as something like the We the People Trust, or any of those higher end bikes that come with aftermarket parts, because this is all fully stock. But as a core component, frame, bars, wheels, forks, it's very solid, very, very, very solid. Bulls, I'm glad you made it on the live, man. Rodney, what are you cooking up? So Rodney says all the kids are riding still. I cook on the grill and watch you on the Alexa show 5. Dude, that's sick. Oh, Hawk, I'm sorry, man. I thought I definitely see when you were saying that, you're saying that's the one I got. I said, I don't think that's the bike I looked at. So anyway, good that we got the right bike. Yes, Cookie, I have thought about doing how-tos, and we have about 50 developed and about 25 edited. So there's lots of how-tos. You guys will be seeing a lot more about it very soon. And Cookie, if you want to learn some how-tos, stay tuned over the next couple weeks, and we'll let you know. We'll let you know. BMX JT says, "What's your opinion on the Fit Misfit 18-inch bike?" I don't really even look at 18-inch or anything above 20-inch, but I have a handful of parents that email me looking for smaller bikes for their kids. I think this might be like an ignorant statement, but almost all 18 inches are going to be the same or very close to it. They're just, the kids are so light, they're not going to thrash through the bike. You it's yeah, so I'm gonna say almost all 18 bikes are very similar. Obviously, like a Jet 18-inch probably won't be as good as a Fit or something like that, but the Fly Supernova is a 18-inch bike that's just absolutely killer. It's one of the best 18-inch. Yeah, see, that's where I'm going with it. You just said that in there. So I think that's like the best, and if you don't need the best of the best, like, just go with, pretty much whatever you can find in stock. If anyone knows better, like, correct me, but that's how I feel about it. Noah says, "The bike shop is like 5 minutes away from my house, and all the guys that work there are super chill. The owner is, like, super into BMX, and I'm hoping I'll learn a bit from him as well." Which bike shop, Noah? Which bike shop did you go to? Yeah, Rodney has a bunch of little bikes, or a handful of bikes for his kiddos, and I think only one of them's on a 20-inch, right, Rodney? Or is it just you on the 20-inch? Lucas is here if anyone cares. What's up, Lucas? All right, so BMX JT was turning his head and that's what got him the 360. Dude, that is so exciting. Hold on. I have just the thing for this. Hold on. Good job, man. That's exciting. I love being able to help you guys progress. Ski says kink gap versus whip versus switch. It, dude, it really depends. So if you don't have a lot of money and you need a BMX bike, go with the Gap. The Gap also has the Free Coaster, the XL version, and it's just a lot cheaper, but it's not going to be the same quality. If you can afford it, I strongly urge anyone who's considering the Gap just to step up to the Whip because it's only a little bit more expensive, but the core components you get are a lot better. If you're a street guy and you have even more money, go with the Switch. But double check because the Switch is a 20.75-inch top tube, so it's a little bit bigger than like the normal Whip or the normal Gap. And you might be better off getting something like the Whip and then kind of upgrading it for street because I do think that top tube size is a very important thing. So there you go. That's a quick rundown on that. So the little BMX on my desk bulls, Jeff is in here. Jeff got those for me and sent them over because I was talking about how cool it would be if I had a finger bike so I could do demonstrations. And look at that, the finger bike demonstration helped JT get the 360. So I think he got them from Target. I don't know if you guys have Target. I'm sure you have Target in Australia. I'm not sure if you have finger bikes in Australia, but Curious Beaver says, "You think it's possible to learn tail whip on penny farthing?" What is that? Is that like an old bike? Dude, hold on. I'm going home. I was not expecting that. I just Googled it, real quick. And look at this picture. Hold on. I'm going to send you guys this link. Check this out. It's funny. It's a meerkat on a penny farthing. Farthing? Farthing. The link's too long. Wait, wait, wait. Wait. Here we go. Guys, look at this cute meerkat on the bike. This is adorable. Um, so I definitely, well, that's interesting because what if thinking like ideally that back end would or the whole thing would swivel around, you could probably pop up forward like you would do like you pop into a foot jam whip, right? And then whip. No, no way. Um, we talked Rado brought up on the last live, he brought up, do you think you could tail whip a dirt bike if it had a gyro? And I thought, hmm. I don't know. I feel like maybe, but they're also going to be super heavy. So if you're like the Hulk, right? The Hulk or maybe the Rock, the Hulk or the Rock could maybe tail up a dirt bike if there was a gyro on a dirt bike. I had a brain fart. But yeah, okay, okay, wait. Dirt Race is giving me some knowledge here. He says there are a lot of what bike should I buy questions on RBMX. I think people would love your reviews and comparisons. Otherwise, it's just posting build pics and short riding clips. Okay. Interesting, interesting. So yeah, we'll see how the guys, one thing that surprised me. So I have a Pinterest, okay? And what I started doing was hope none of my competitors are watching this. I was posting just pictures on freaking Pinterest and linking it to my website. I looked at just yesterday or today I logged on and I have like 200 some thousand impressions. So that's how many impressions that those pictures made. I said that's crazy because nobody's messing with Pinterest, right? And so I was like, well, Reddit would be cool if I can figure out the good content for it. So I'll try some of the reviews and maybe just little bits and pieces from the live. What's up, Grammy? Grammy is 6'3", weights gained some weight over quarantine. I could still ride a 22-inch. Oh, definitely. Yeah, so I'm 6'4". Okay, I weigh 215, 210, depending on how big of a breakfast I eat. Not saying my breakfast they might weigh 5 pounds. I don't know. No, but yeah, you could definitely ride a 21. I ride a 21, and life is good on on a 21. Sicky, I think I called you Ski last time. Sicky says I got 550. What's the single best bike for that price range? Um, if you got American dollars, it's so tough. It's so tough. Personally, I love the Kink Switch. 500 bucks, free coaster. And then you are good. You save 50 bucks. And yeah. But if you want something like the Cold Devotion's also a super good bike. It has a long chain stay though. So keep that in mind. You got to figure out what kind of riding you want to do. Is that a cat in a box, Lucas? How do you get the cat in the box? Oh, this is a different cat in the box, but that is also oh, this is fun. Julian, yeah, I already went on a rant about the GT Mersado. You're gonna have to rewatch the live. It was probably at like 20 minutes or so, like 20 minutes ago. I went on a little rant about it. All right. So is there any last minute questions? I'm gonna end this one early and go hang out with me mom. She came over from to visit, and I told her, I said, she has 3 dogs, right? We have 3 dogs here, and they bark. And I was like, Mom, what are you doing at 6? Because the dogs need to not be here because I've got to do this. And I don't want barking dogs. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see. All I got, guys, before I leave, podcast Tuesday on all the podcasting platforms. The video version will be out on Wednesday. Seriously, take a look and let me know what you think about it, because it could be the new direction with it, and start putting a lot of effort into it. If you guys think that it is interesting and if you think there's potential, I value your opinion. So please take a look at that and let me know what you think. Honest feedback. Okay. If you think it sucks, tell me it sucks. And I appreciate that more than anything. Okay. And yeah, I think that's it. Wait, Lucas says no one leave yet. If he, Lucas, don't be scamming me. Julian says, "What do you think about dice valve caps? Dumb or funny?" Custom. So Vaughn made me some custom valve caps. They're dope. I love them. And dice valve caps could be cool if you use them to say, pick a trick you want to do. Okay, pull off your dice valve cap, roll it, and however much you roll, that's how many of those tricks you have to do. And it could be fun, could be miserable. I don't know if you say tail up and you get 12, like yikes. But okay, guys, check out the podcast Tuesday and Wednesday. We will talk to you next Friday. Hope you had a good weekend. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you guys. Happy Sunday.